Is it in yet? You done? Hello, Joseph.
Good morning.
It's afternoon.
Afternoon. Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Hello.
How are we?
I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad.
What's this situation that's developed here then?
So today on the dyno we've got a 2016 VW Polo Gti 1.8 TSI, 192 horsepower. So basically this came into, it's actually Tuesday today, so it came in yesterday morning to have a different turbo fitted. So these come with an IS20 as standard.
Yep.
And the customer has opted for an IS38 from a Golf R.
Nice.
Scorpion 3-inch sport cat downpipe. So already got a VUDU intercooler and ram air intake. So yeah, after some busted knuckles and
Bit of swearing.
tiny bit of swearing,
Yep.
the turbo's been changed.
Yep.
And yeah, we're now here to do some setup and see what we can achieve.
Awesome. Okay, so everything else is as the car is, with the exception of what we mentioned. So injectors.
So fuel system standard.
Yep.
It's got an RTS twin friction clutch,
Cool.
which we do actually sell. Been using RTS for quite a few years now. It's also got a Funk Motorsport heat blanket on the turbo. That's
Other
it.
than that,
Yeah,
we're looking
apart
at a TSI setup with a bolt on turbo, basically.
Yeah,
A couple of other bits and bobs.
that is pretty much it. Yeah, it's literally stage 2 bolt-ons plus the IS38 from the Golf R.
Okay, wicked. So having done all the hard work, now it's basically what, base map and then run it?
Yeah, so we'll get a base map on the ECU and do some pulls, get some logs, and like I said, see where we land. I mean, from the conversation I had with the customer, there isn't. Basically, all he said to me is he wants a safe tune.
Yep. Which is the aim of the game anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what I said to him. I said, there's no point having something that's crazy for 2 minutes and goes bang everywhere. So
It does amuse me. People go, I want a safe tune. Like, oh, now you've said that. Usually we just go, Wah!
Yeah, usually we'll just slam in 3 bar of boost and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's, to be fair, there's been no numbers have been given to either of us of anything he's trying to achieve. So I guess we're just going to
wait and see situation.
Yeah, I guess we're just going to dig in, see what we can do with it, and that'll be that.
Perfect.
I think.
Hello, Joseph.
Hello.
Hello. So some time has passed. What's been going on?
So we started obviously with the base, just been doing, a few passes, couple of tweaks here and there. so far up to 356 horsepower, 456 newton meters.
It's a lot of power for a Polo.
I'll be brutally honest. We were taking bets on this because obviously we've never fitted an IS38 on one of these. We've never done this conversion, and it kind of all came about because that's what the customer said he wanted to do. And obviously, from a bit of looking, it's quite common. The IS38 is a direct bolt-on fit, and I mean, I literally took the IS20 off after a bit of smash knuckles and swearing, swapped all the feed lines and drain and return lines over onto the IS38, all new seals, put it back in place, everything bolts up directly, there's no messing around, there's no monkey business with the exhaust or any fabrication required, it literally all just fits. But because there was it wasn't like he came in and went, oh yeah, well, I'm looking at 300 brake or whatever, we were kind of taking bets to see where we'd start getting to, and this is coming about 70 horsepower more than we were betting.
Well, I mean,
with where we are,
we were discussing this morning because I'd heard rumours of these hitting about 350 brake, and we know the turbo will do 400 give or take. So we know these,
well,
but obviously this combination is a different.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
fish.
we've knocked out plenty like Golf R's, Leon Cooper 300s, both of which run the IS38 at sort of 404 horsepower at stage 2. Obviously, the quality of hardware does come into it, the quality of the cooler, how efficiently it flows, and so on. But that's always the thing that I've found in my experience with bolting, say, a turbo from one engine to another. It doesn't mean it will be as efficient.
No, that is a thing. I mean, there is only a couple of 100cc displacement difference between this and the other engines as well, isn't there? Yeah. But regardless, this is going to be a very quick car.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Sure. But like I said, so that's where we are currently. Everything so far is looking pretty good. Boost control's good, fuel's good, fuel pressure's good. All the AFRs are nice, NOx under control. The only issue I've got currently, to be fair, ambient in here at the minute's only about 20, just under 21 degrees. Yeah. Intake temps on this are quite high. I mean, we started the last pull at 40 degrees, dropped down to about 36 mid-pass. We were back up to 40 by the end. So
it's not horrendous, is it? It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, 20 above ambient isn't great, but obviously the cooler, if it's designed for like a stage 2 spec setup on this car, it's going to be designed to flow
stage 2 kind of air.
Yeah, the amount of air that an IS20 is pushing, not something that, I mean, if you see the comparison of these side by side,
it is quite a bit bigger, isn't it?
They're big. I mean, I said yesterday, it's like going from stock frame to like a GTX 28.
Yeah.
In size comparison, it is quite big. But the plan currently is there's an ever so slight little tweak I want to make to a couple of bits, and then once we've done that, we'll kind of get another pass down and see where we end up.
Perfect. Let's do that then.
Hello.
How are you?
Tired, but all right, thank you. It is a new day.
Yes, it is. So catch us up then. What we're doing?
So yesterday we finished up around 356, 456 newton meters. Just wanted to make like an ever so slight tweak, because obviously after the base and then a couple of little revisions, we're pretty much where we want to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so done a last little tweak, run it up this morning, 363 and 456 Newton meters. Yeah, nice graph, good power delivery. Definitely surprised, just obviously because my lack of experience with this swap in particular, it isn't really that laggy.
No.
And the thing that's strange is when you compare the turbos side by side, there's a very big difference.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the IS38 is a lot bigger.
There is quite a big difference. I mean, don't get me wrong, this turbo definitely comes in later, but we have compared graphs between this and what a stage one of these, haven't we?
Yeah.
And up to the point where this starts to really rip off, there isn't all of the difference. There's definitely a bit of a difference. But
Yeah, there isn't loads though. And like in the beginning, if you compare it to like a stage one Polo GTI, there is, obviously a bit where there is, more power, because obviously the IS20 is a lot smaller and spools faster. But it definitely isn't all the difference.
No.
And then by the time this really starts to spool, it's completely different animal.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. But no, it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah, no, that's been good. To be fair, given the slight drawback or the lack thereof, it's definitely a worthwhile swap to do as long as you haven't got DSG.
Yeah, for sure. And that was the other thing is the DQ200 in these are not very strong, which to be fair for me is very surprising, given that the DSG boxes in general are very, very good. And there's people out there running, like 1,000 horsepower on DQ250s, DQ500s. Some people running as little as just upgraded clutch packs. And it's surprising that you get around like 300 Newton meters and they're not very good.
No, they poo themselves.
They kind of die quite spectacularly.
Yeah.
So
if you've
yeah.
got DSG, sorry about that.
Yeah, the thing is, if you've got DSG, obviously you're going to have to cap torque, which will then limit the power you can make.
You might as well run the smaller turbo and have a nippier car down low.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm the biggest advocate of DSG and DCT. Like, I love DCT gearboxes. But yeah, for this application, if you want to do this swap, do not do it on a DSG because you'll break it. Make sure it's a manual box with a good clutch. But yeah, it's been interesting. Like I said, when I first started taking it all apart to swap the turbo, it was all a lot of busted knuckles and jamming things into very tight spaces.
We used to that, so don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those. It's been interesting, but I've really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
And it's nice to get a good result at the end as well.
Yes, so that's basically the end of this one. If he'd have gone for a sports cat, he'd have made a bit more, not sports cat, sorry, if he'd have gone for a D cat over a sports cat, he obviously would have made a little bit more power, which would have been nicer.
Yeah, for sure. But to be fair, I mean, even with a sports cat, it hasn't done badly.
No, it's not. I can just imagine with a D cat and then a bigger exhaust.
Yeah, that's the other thing to mention with this is on a stock catback system, so it's I've measured it just because I kind of looked at it and thought it was a bit small, but it's a 2¼ inch system. So again, if he changed even up to a 2.5, he'd probably see a little more power. 3 inch, definitely more.
Yeah, but I reckon if you went 3 inch with a D cat,
yeah, there'd be a lot more power.
Be knocking on the doors of 400 brake with a good cooler.
With a little bit more boost as well, I think, because we're only at 1.65 bar. So.
Sweet. Well, this is going to be a rapid little car regardless.
Yeah, so definitely. Well, I'm
awesome.
now going to get it off the dyno and road test it before it goes.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. Well, on to the next one then, I guess.
Yep.